Welcome everybody to the Sports Culture, all things sports. It's Jay Banfo, and we got to talk about Shedeur Sanders. But before we get into that, like, comment, share, subscribe, and thanks for your support. So the NFL Combine is this week, and the entire media landscape in the NFL will be there to cover it. The Cleveland Browns and their new head coach, Todd Monken, have been talking to the media all week. In every interview that I've seen so far, the number one question they ask is, will Shedeur Sanders be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns this upcoming season?
Sure it can. I think what you see is elite playmaking ability. That's in him. You've seen it. We've seen it. You saw it in college. You saw it on tape last year. Sure, there's a ways to go, but what rookie isn't? I mean, what first-year player doesn't have a long way to go? So I'm excited to get started with him and all of our quarterbacks. And that's where you're at.
Did you know going into this that you were going to have so many Shedeur Sanders questions?
I had a feeling it was going to come to that. When you talk about last year's draft and all the conversation about where he was going to go, where he ended up, being in Cleveland.
Where you didn't want to go?
Right, exactly. And so then it ended up where, and then playing the back half of the year and winning some games and playing well at times. I'm not surprised, obviously, in the quarterback position.
So last year, we all remember the Shedeur Sanders story. He was drafted in the 5th round of the NFL draft, and many people were shocked by the collapse. He started the year as the 4th string quarterback and worked his way to becoming the starting quarterback midway through the season. His overall numbers weren't that good, but throughout the season, he showed flashes of good quarterback play. So much so that he actually made the NFL Pro Bowl. And all jokes aside, congrats to Shedeur Sanders for doing that. Now, Todd Monken has taken over as the head coach, and many Browns fans, from what I see so far, want Shedeur Sanders to be the starting quarterback for the 2026 season. So in this video, I'm going to break down why that's going to be difficult and what I expect the Cleveland Browns to do this season. First of all, whenever you get a new head coach, their first priority is to get a quarterback that they actually want. When Ben Johnson was hired by the Chicago Bears, on day one, he let it be known that Caleb Williams was his guy. The Bears had a great season, mostly because the quarterback and head coach were on the same page all season. Now, I get it. When Todd Monken was an offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens, he wanted to draft Shedeur, but he wanted him as a backup to Lamar Jackson and not as a starter. Coach Monken has basically said it's an open competition at the quarterback spot, which is the best approach to take at this very moment. You still have the NFL draft and free agency, so there are still too many factors involved, and who knows how that QB room will look come training camp. Shedeur, remember, he had 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions last year. He just didn't play well enough to be penciled in as a starting quarterback today. Next, we have to talk about Deshaun Watson and that $80 million contract he has on the books. After not playing all of last season due to a torn Achilles, Deshaun is fully healthy now and will be looking to get his starting spot back. Listen, the Browns are stuck with him for the 2026 season. If they, for whatever reason, cut him, it will result in $130 million in dead money. It just wouldn't make any sense to get rid of Watson at this point. They have to see if he has anything left in the tank. He will be given every opportunity to start for the Browns, and if he shows flashes of his former self, no question he will be the starting quarterback. Now, I mentioned free agency in the NFL draft, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns picked up a quarterback through those routes. Now, the quarterback pool in this year's draft and free agency is weak. I will admit that. You have Malik Willis as the top quarterback in free agency and Ty Simpson, the quarterback from Alabama, as possible choices for the Browns to pick up. If one of those quarterbacks are chosen, that will make Shedeur's starting spot that much more difficult to obtain. And I damn near forgot about Dylan Gabriel at this point. He's right there in the mix. Remember, he was picked in the 3rd round ahead of Shedeur. And last but not least, I always have to factor in Coach Prime Deion Sanders. At this point, we already know he's going to chime in whenever he's asked about Shedeur and how the coaching staff is developing him. Last year, he hated Kevin Stefanski and the way Shedeur was treated. I can only imagine what will happen if Shedeur isn't immediately the starting quarterback this season. This new coaching staff won't tolerate it, to the point that if it gets too bad, they might just cut Shedeur altogether. That might sound crazy now, but a first time head coach does not want to deal with any distractions and outside noise. Now, I know my opinion is not the end all be all, so y'all let me know in the comments. Will Shedeur Sanders be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns in 2026? Because I think that's not happening. Now, with that being said, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.